Hi, am I on the air?
Yep.
Fuck.
Thanks.
Do I have everybody's attention now? Do I have everybody's attention now?
John, I got you.
John, do I have everybody's
Sunday
attention
night.
now?
You put them cameras on me, then you must be willing to get that heart touch. This a must-see feeling. The news ain't good, then it must be villain. So I say a tag grounded, I don't trust these ceilings. Spread across your nose, and I'm on your ear. Highest necks on the cloud. Am I in the air? Sunday nights, prime time. I flex my better. Voltron transform to DX Don. Mega and obscene. You probably think I'm nice, cause I flow like a stream to your wireless device. And the smoke full of steam on any given night. I'll short like a piece of any given slice. And for the latest and what is best about, I tune in and tune the rest out, Don. You gotta tell them, am I in the clear? Is this thing on? Am I on the air? On the air.
What is going down, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Am I on the Air, your weekly one-stop shop when it comes to entertainment news. Whether it be in the movie world or the TV world, I bring it to you. All the news in the last week that has broke, that's interesting, I will be delivering that to you. My name is Don Mega. This right here, of course, is Am I on the Air? And tonight is Season 10, Episode 13, on this April the 6th. Tonight's episode is called See You Again. And I'm very happy to bring you this episode. We got a lot of news to get to. But mainly I'm excited to do the movie review of the week. And that's going to be our number one film in the world right now. Not just domestically in the U.S., but in the world. It's Furious 7. This is my franchise right here, the Fast and Furious franchise. I love it. I love it so much, so we're going to be breaking that down, talking about Furious 7, be talking about the new Am I Still in the Air that we're going to be doing here in a couple days. So lots of Fast and Furious news coming at you. But welcome. I'm so happy you're all here with me on this lovely Monday afternoon. We are broadcasting live from the Red Dragons Radio studios, and of course, please follow Red Dragons Radio on Twitter so you always know what's going down with all the great entertainment that is on the network. Before we get started, I want to shout out, if you all remember last month, I talked about the very first debut episode of Red Dragons Assemble. Red Dragons Assemble is the new spin-off show, so to speak, of Am I on the Air and of all the shows pretty much on Red Dragons Radio, because we combined some hosts. You have myself, along with Geeky Pat, and Peeps. So the three of us, we come together once a month, and we do an episode under the title Red Dragons Assemble. Now, what we do is we basically cover most of the information that you've already heard on this show, but the thing is that you get to hear it from multiple perspectives. You get to hear a fresh kind of take on it. It might be news that, dropped a month ago and you don't even remember what it was and it refreshes your memory, or, maybe I had one particular view on it and then Peeps has another. There's a lot of different ways to go with it. And that's why I love Red Dragons Assemble. So, we put out our first episode in March, and it was talking about all the February news. The release kind of schedule for Red Dragons Assemble is always going to be the beginning of the month. So, the beginning of the month, talking about the previous month. So, we put out an episode last week on April 2nd or 3rd, I believe. And we're, of course, doing a March news wrap-up. So, all the biggest stories that dropped in March, we talked about. We talked about Deadpool. We talked about it being, actually, I'll talk about it on this show, so I don't want spoiler alert. We broke our own fourth wall a little bit on the Deadpool news, because that was actually April news, and but it was so big we had to talk about it. So a lot of Deadpool news, X-Men Apocalypse, Batman v Superman. We were all over the place. TV stuff. I mean, it's just, there's a lot. We dived in and we did a lot. I'm going to be honest with you. The episode is long, but there's only one to listen to for the entire month. But yes, the second brand new episode that is up right now is close to 3 hours long. It's not intentional, but it's just the fact that you have three personalities talking about these subjects and really talking about a month's worth of news. If you think about it, I do a week's worth of news in about 45 minutes to an hour every week here on this show. So imagine that times 4 weeks worth of news, and then add a couple more people chiming in and giving their take on things. It makes sense it's going to be that long. So I don't know if every episode will be that long. We'll just kind of make our way through it. But we don't want to have a time constraint either, because we only do the show once a month. So bottom line is, go check out the second episode of Red Dragons Assemble. If you don't have 3 hours in one shot, that's fine. Just bookmark where you left off, and you can listen to an hour a week or whatever until you get to our next episode that we do in May. That could work also. So go check out. The episode is just simply called 2, and you can find it on reddragonsradio.com. You can find it on iTunes. You can find it on Stitcher. So go check it out. It's also on Spreaker now as well. So plenty of places to find it. Go listen to Red Dragons Assemble with myself, Geeky Pat, and Peeps, and listen to us break down all the entertainment news for the last 30 days. All right? Okay, enough of that plug. Let's get into it, and let's start it off with our movie review of Furious 7, the 7th title in the Fast and Furious franchise. I love this franchise. This is my jam right here. I think it might be one of the best franchises going. I mean, really, to go 7 films and only be getting better and better and better as you get into the later films is a Christmas miracle. I mean, I've just never seen it happen before. And to continue this trend, this movie originally was supposed to come out in July of last year. But as we all know, tragically, Paul Walker lost his life during the filming of this movie. And the studio was faced with, an idea of, do we scrap what we have and start all over again? Or do we include him? Do we kill him off? Do we write him off? What do we do with the Brian O'Connor character that Paul Walker played? And it was hard. They shut down production for quite some time. They rewrote some of the script. And then they decided to go ahead and finish it. And they brought in Paul Walker's 2 brothers to kind of be a stand-in for him. And they used a little bit of CGI magic, and they were able to finish the film. And I'm so glad they did, because this movie was beautiful. I mean, it was an excellent film. First and foremost, the movie's just awesome. I mean, it is just amazingly off the chain. If you're a fan of Fast and Furious, especially number 4, 5, and 6, you are going to love this one just as much. It fits into the mold of the last couple films. Everybody's awesome in it. We have the addition of Kurt Russell in this one, which I thought he was amazing, and he's supposedly going to be back for some more, possibly in number 8 and 9. Of course, Jason Statham is the bad guy. He was incredible as the bad guy in this film. It was the first kind of villain almost in the Fast and Furious franchise that I was like, all right, man, he's something. He's got something up on Dom and his crew, which is something you don't really get too often anymore with these movies. As much as I loved Luke Evans as the bad guy in Part 6, Jason Statham just takes it to another level. So, I'll be spoiler-free on this. There's some things I want to say about a couple of these things, but I'll hold tight. We'll save it for the Fast and Furious Am I Still on the Air that we're going to do. Basically the gist of the story, and it's kind of convoluted a little bit, is, you have Jason Statham's character around. They pick up showing you the little stinger version from number 6, which is him killing Han, and then saying, Dominic Toretto, you don't know me, but you're about to. And so they basically are going after this dude. Kurt Russell's character comes in, and he plays this character called like Mr. Nobody, who's like a secret government agent. He tells Dom, kind of like The Rock, where it's like, we need your help of your crew, Dom, because none of these military outfits can handle it on their own. They need the street racing crew, which is just part of the glory of these films. But they need help from Dom and his crew, and they say, if you help us, we'll help you find Jason Statham's character, and everybody's kind of helping each other out. They get this new hacker girl into the group, and the action hences. So, just really great stuff, really great action. I thought they played off the Paul Walker stuff perfectly. A lot of people are still asking me, did they kill him off in this movie? Spoiler alert, no. They don't kill him off. They write him off in a very nice way. We've always heard that the studio said, we're not going to kill him. We're going to retire his character. And honestly, I remember thinking up to watching this movie and saying, that's stupid. Why would you retire the character? Just kill it off. Paul Walker would probably want that himself. But I gotta be a little humble here and say that when the movie got to its final scene, and you basically are saying goodbye to the Brian O'Connor character, it's sad. And they nailed it. They did it so perfect with the way the crew acts, with the music in the background, with what happens when it all comes back together, and the symbolism that they choose to use. I'm not going to describe it because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But it's so beautiful. I mean, and it's the best ending to a movie that you could think of. I mean, this franchise could simply end right now with the way number 7 ended, and you would be completely happy. And I wouldn't fault the studio or Vin Diesel or anybody on the crew if they decided we're done and we don't want to do anymore because of losing Paul. They ended number 7 so perfect that I could never argue that. Which makes me feel kind of like a dick for saying they should have just killed him off, because this was a beautiful way to handle it. Tonight's show title is called See You Again, and the connection to that in Fast and Furious is it's a song on the soundtrack, and it's a song that's playing during this final scene in the movie, talking about, goodbye my friend, until I see you again, basically in heaven. And it's a sweet song. It's by Wiz Khalifa. He actually raps the main part of the song. And he has a guy on there. I've never heard of him before, but he goes by the name of Charlie Puth. And Wiz Khalifa featuring Charlie Puth with the song See You Again. It is available on the Furious 7 soundtrack. And it's a beautiful song. They just released the music video to this. And I'm a little torn on it because the music video actually shows the ending scene to the movie and really spoils it. But Universal Pictures decided to release that music video, so I guess they're fine with it being out there. As much as I love this song and I love everything behind it, I would say watch the movie first. I enjoyed watching the music video because I had already seen the movie and I knew what was going to happen. But if you haven't seen the movie and you just watch the music video, it will spoil the whole ending for you. So it's one of those things that I think you need to take in that final scene the way it's meant to be. So, just an amazing film. Paul Walker, like I said, the way they handled it was beautiful. You really can't notice. I saw this movie with Geeky Pat and with Peeps, and with Friggins as well. So shout out to Friggins, who we got to meet for the first time in person, and my brother-in-law. So we had a big group go see this, and we were trying to, afterwards, we were saying, man, what do you think about that one part? And what do you think about this part? And we were trying to nitpick kind of some of the scenes that we think he might have been, the stand-in with his brothers, or scenes he might not have been in. But overall, it was perfect. I mean, there wasn't very many moments that I felt like, that's a fake scene, or that's a CGI Paul Walker, or anything like that. I'll say straight up, I mean, I don't think you would call this a spoiler, but the final scene in the movie when you see Paul Walker, it is CG'd over his brother's face. They actually use a version of Paul Walker from Fast 5 when they're doing the street race with the cop cars. And it's a little obvious in that scene, but like I said, the ending of the movie is so perfect and touching that you understand what they did and you don't care. So I'm just so impressed with how they handled it. My hat's off to James Wan, who directed this one, and he's never directed a Fast and Furious movie before. Justin Lin did 3, 4, 5, and 6. And so being James Wan and kind of coming into this franchise and then having this catastrophe happen and then trying to finish your movie without one of your leads, and it just had to have been such a monumental task, and it had to have been so grueling on him, and he handled it really, really well. Universal Pictures handled it really well. They're not milking this for Paul Walker's death. The movie doesn't play, they never advertised it towards like his death. Like, it was just, hey, here's this movie, it's not friends, it's family, and that's what I love about this franchise. It looks like the franchise will continue. No official word yet from Universal, and I'll tell you also, don't sit through the credits, because we made that mistake and nothing happened. But I was telling the guys afterwards that I can understand why there was no stinger in this movie, because the ending of the film was so perfect with the Paul Walker stuff. How do you just twist that and then throw in like a stinger scene or something to try to lead you to number 8? 7 just ends and wraps beautifully on its own, and I think this is the closing of the door to a certain part of the Fast and Furious franchise. And if they do continue with number 8, or they do 8, 9, 10 as a new trilogy, they're going to be a whole separate thing. And I'm excited about it. I think they should continue. I like that they wrap Brian O'Connor's story, and I think that they should continue on their own. They got enough of other characters. They can bring Lucas Black back. One of the big rumors going around, and this was going to be a news article I talked about later, but since we're talking about it now, is that Eva Mendes, who was in Too Fast, Too Furious, that she might be returning and have a big part to play in the number 8. So lots of stuff that could lead us, to some new good memories for a new trilogy in this. Box office wise, this movie is crushing. It has made almost $400 million worldwide in just 3 days. Insane. It is the April record holder of the biggest opening ever, breaking Captain America the Winter Soldier's record. Winter Soldier did $96 million. Furious 7 did 143. Wow. So 143 just in the US alone, 384 million worldwide. Just incredible. So, Universal Pictures wants to continue this franchise. This might be the first Fast and Furious to hit $1 billion. It has made the most money out the gate of any of the films in the franchise. But, none of the other ones are going to have that Paul Walker factor. And it or not, people were curious how it was going to be handled, and they went in support of Paul. The movie ends with For Paul, and I think this show is definitely For Paul. So hashtag For Paul. I was a big fan of Paul Walker. I supported pretty much any movie the dude came out in, and I was very happy to see his send-off in Furious 7. So out of the great 5-star scale, I give Furious 7 5 out of 5. How could you not? It has insane over-the-top stunts, but we love it. Vin Diesel is a superhero in his own right in these films. He's stronger than the Hulk, and I love it. And Jason Statham was badass. The Paul Walker thing, the way it was handled. The girls, the butts, the action, everything, the storytelling, the little scene they interweaved with Tokyo Drift to make it all connect and make sense, bringing Lucas Black back. It was all great. Is it my favorite of the franchise? No. I would actually go in order from 5, 6, 7, to be honest with you. Fast 5 is my favorite of the bunch, followed by 6, and then 7. So 7's my third favorite of 7 films, so that means something. It's still great. I say go out and check it out. You should see it, especially if you're a fan of this franchise. I don't know why you wouldn't have seen it already, because I know everybody I know that was curious to see it in the first weekend went and saw it. But I highly recommend it. Go see it. Furious 7 in theaters now. 5 out of 5 stars. Our first 5-star movie of 2015. It was my third most anticipated film of the year when we did our top 10 countdown. And I'm glad that I gave it a spot that high, because it definitely deserved it, and it earned its spot for damn sure. Alright, let's get to the news of the week, my friends. Are you ready? Let's do this. Fox has renewed New Girl for season 5. I'm excited about that, even though Coach won't be on anymore, and I'm so sad about that. But I'm glad to see New Girl return. I do love that show. Chio Hodari Coker is going to be serving as the showrunner for Marvel's Luke Cage over on Netflix. FX has ordered a 4th season of The Americans. James Gunn is teaming with Wolf Creek's Craig McLean for a new movie called The Belko Experiment. James Gunn wrote the script, and I think the director of Wolf Creek is going to be directing that one, so not much is known about the Belko Experiment, but we do know it's coming. Stephen Dorff has joined Leatherface as a deranged lawman. Leatherface, of course, is them going back to the well and doing another prequel of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I am just going to call him Adewale, because I like Adewale, but I don't want to butcher your name. He was in Thor: The Dark World. He played the Curse, and he is a pretty damn awesome actor. He's got a very long, unpronounceable name, but on Twitter, he just goes by Adewale, so I'm just going to call him Adewale here. He has been signed to play Killer Croc in the Suicide Squad film. So, very, very cool. I'm excited about that. I like that they're going to introduce characters like this into this world. He probably will have a small role. It'll probably just be something in, like, Arkham. But I'm glad to see Adewale playing Killer Croc in Suicide Squad. Adewale Akinnuoye Akabaji. Once again, I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Mr. Hugh Jackman himself is going to be playing Apostle Paul for a new WB Pictures film. So, yeah. Showtime has renewed House of Lies for another season. I'm very excited about this. I love the Don Cheadle show, House of Lies. So, very cool to see that come back. I'm a big, big fan. The CW's Arrow himself, Mr. Stephen Amell, is going to be playing Casey Jones in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. So that is very, very cool. I'm very excited and happy for Mr. Amell, who does an awesome job as Oliver Queen / the Arrow. And I'm glad to see him get some big screen exposure in TMNT 2. Mark Wahlberg is eyeing doing the Boston Marathon bombing that has been titled Patriots Day. So he's looking and circling doing something like that. In the rumor mill, once again, it looks like we are finally going to get that first trailer for Batman v Superman, possibly attached to Mad Max Fury Road. So fingers crossed that is the case. I hope it is. Speaking of trailers, they're also saying that the new Star Wars trailer will possibly be debuting before Age of Ultron. So that makes a lot of sense in its own right too. So take those for what you will, but they're looking to be pretty solid in those spots. So I'm happy about it. In case you haven't seen it, we talked a little bit about it last week, but we posted it up on the Twitter and the Facebook page, and that's The Rock doing the Bambi movie when he was on SNL. It's a little fake trailer for a movie called Bambi, live-action Bambi from Disney, that The Rock actually plays Bambi on. It's hilarious, and if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I can't say it enough. Bryan Singer debuts some more production art from X-Men Apocalypse, basically confirming to us that Angel, or maybe Archangel, is going to be involved in X-Men Apocalypse, so very cool about that. Jay Basu is going to be writing the Metal Gear Solid movie script. I know that our boy Peeps is super excited about that. He's been clamoring for a Metal Gear movie. Well, it's coming, my friend. The Flash and Arrow spin-off series has added Hawkgirl to its roster, so that's pretty damn cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what they end up doing with this Flash and Arrow spin-off show. Jurassic World director Colin Trevorrow is going to be doing the Book of Henry. That's going to be his next project. Doctor Who's Arthur Darvill has also joined the Flash Arrow spin-off show. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies has been given an official release date of February 19th, 2016. Let's see here. Major Lazer, which is a new animated show that's coming to FXX, has enlisted J.K. Simmons, Andy Samberg, and Aziz Ansari to do voices on it. So once again, that's called Major Lazer. Netflix's new show Bloodline has just been given a second season, so congratulations to that. The new Vacation movie, which is a sequel, not a reboot, of the National Lampoon's Vacation, was originally supposed to come out in December, has now been bumped all the way up to midsummer, and will now come out July 31st. So they're pulling a Mission Impossible here, taking it from December and moving it up to the same exact date on July 31st. So that means that they must be loving what they have filmed in this movie. It always shows great hope from a studio that they obviously see something and then they say, man, this is great. Let's get this out in prime time movie going area. So I think it's a great move. I'm very happy that it's going to get a prime summer real estate release. Looking very forward to the new Vacation film. We got confirmation, and it was done in such great fashion on April Fool's for Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds tweeted out on April 1st. He had said a couple days before April 1st that they still had not decided on a rating yet for Deadpool. That it was going to be, that they're still fighting the good fight and they're trying to figure it out and make it work. They'll see what happens. Then he came out on April 1st and he said, I'm here to confirm that Deadpool is going to be PG-13. He said, but don't worry. We got plenty of chimichangas and violence and guns, and we're still going to give you the best movie we can possibly give you. And I was a little bummed about that. I was like, man, that kind of sucks, man. PG-13. I should, and I figured, I was like, this makes sense. Studio would kind of puss out a little bit and decide to do PG-13, was what it was. A couple hours later, we see a little news clip hit the web from Extra, the TV show Extra, Extra, hosted by Mario Lopez. And Mario Lopez is doing, he's doing basically a little mock interview with Ryan Reynolds, and he's saying, hey, you're filming Deadpool, tell us how it's going, and Ryan Reynolds is talking about Deadpool, and they're going back and forth. It's a typical interview, and Mario Lopez brings up the PG-13 rating and says, hey, I know it was just announced that it's going to be PG-13, and Ryan Reynolds is like, yeah, we're going to try to stay as truthful to the comic as we can. And Mario Lopez starts kind of digging back, saying, I think you guys made a good decision. You should keep this movie family-friendly. And as they're going back and forth, you see Deadpool walk behind Mario Lopez. And then when he walks back into frame, he's holding like a big light rig. And he smashes Mario Lopez over the head with it. And he says, fuck you, Slater. And then it shows the Deadpool logo, and it says, April Fools, we got you. Deadpool's going to be rated R. And then Deadpool is holding a piece of paper with like a little cartoon drawing of Deadpool killing Mario Lopez. And then he says, don't worry, Jesse, Slater can't hurt you now. And so it was done so beautifully in this little mock video. Deadpool is going to be rated R. How awesome is that? We talk about this really in a lot of depth on the new Red Dragons Assemble show, so go check that out and hear how much we love it. But this was such great news. I'm shocked. I really thought the studio was going to do a PG-13. They know what's up. They're giving it an R rating. Ryan Reynolds is so stoked to be doing this movie. You could tell the giddiness in him. They've been filming this thing like crazy. Photos are popping up all over the place. it just looks like it's going to be so amazing. Photos surfaced today of them filming an action scene on a highway, and it looks like it's that exact test footage that they did several months ago that got the movie greenlit. Like, that scene is going to be in the movie, and that's pretty damn awesome. So, my hat is off to Ryan Reynolds and the whole creative team over at Deadpool for killing it in the... I don't believe anything that comes out on April Fool's. And when he said it was going to be PG-13, I never in a million years thought that was an April Fool's joke. And then for them to actually give us the haha April Fool's by doing a mock extra interview with Mario Lopez, classic and awesome. Everything they've done so far with this, from debuting the outfit with him laying on the bearskin rug to this, everything, Deadpool is just on fire right now. This movie is gonna make bank, I guarantee it. So excited. Alright, moving along, we have the new second trailer for Spy, which is the new comedy film starring Melissa McCarthy and Jason Statham, coming out later this summer. We got the new official trailer for Straight Outta Compton, the NWA biopic. We got another new film trailer called The Gift, which is starring Jason Bateman and Joel Edgerton. Looks like a creepy little drama. Looking forward to it. Biblical epic Risen is going to be starring Joseph Fiennes and Tom Felton, and it has been given a January 22nd, 2016 release date. Anna Kendrick has joined Zac Efron and Adam Devine for a new comedy called Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. We've talked about this movie before, but it's good to see Anna Kendrick get signed. I love Anna Kendrick. Big Bang Theory star Johnny Galecki has joined the cast of the Ring sequel, Rings. So that's currently filming right now, so congratulations there to Johnny Galecki. The Rock is signed on to do the lead of the male lead in Disney's new animated musical called Mona. So that's pretty cool. David Duchovny announces that Skinner and the Smoking Man are going to be in the X-Files return. So that's very interesting. Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig have shot a secret Lifetime original movie. I'm not lying about that. They did. I don't know why or what it's going to be, but they did. A Kardashian fashion series are among 3 new E! Unscripted shows over on the E! channel, so you can click on that link if you want to learn more. Twilight actor Kellen Lutz is going to be hosting a new reality competition called Bullseye. Kevin James plots his TV return with a new Sony deal. Very excited about that. He's got a new Sony First Look deal. I'm a big Kevin James fan. I will never apologize for that. I love this guy. You know, he does a lot of kiddie type movies, but hey, he fits the audience that he's shooting for. But when it comes to TV sitcoms, King of Queens is the greatest half-hour, 30-minute sitcom that's ever been on television. I own the entire set. That show makes me laugh so hard every time, like I've never even seen an episode before. So I'm looking forward to Kevin James doing a new sitcom deal with Sony. So looking very forward to seeing what he ends up coming up with. Forest Whitaker is in negotiations to join Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner in The Story of Your Life. The new Transporter movie, which is the Transporter Refueled, it was supposed to come out in August, has been bumped back a little bit to September now. That Will Ferrell, Kristen Wiig Lifetime movie is called A Deadly Adoption, by the way. The Avengers Age of Ultron cast is going to be presenting Robert Downey Jr. with the MTV Generation Award. So that's going to be really, really cool on the MTV Awards here coming up. We have a first look at Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Bell in the new movie Michelle Darnell. Don't know much about it, but it's a pretty funny picture that came out. We released the teaser for Ash vs. the Evil Dead, which is going to be coming to Starz. It's just a little quick teaser, nothing really crazy, but you get to see the poster and the teaser for it. Disney is developing a live-action, wait for it, Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh, Pooh. We have the new second trailer for Poltergeist. You can check that out, and it's awesome. It's so awesome. I can't wait to watch Poltergeist. We have Everything Wrong with Fast and Furious 6 as well. I knew it was coming. He had done, the guy that does these Everything Wrong with videos had done 4, and then he did 5 in the beginning of the week, and I was like, I bet you he does 6 by the end of the week, and sure enough he did. So he picks these movies apart, man. Not cool, CinemaSins. Not cool. Gotta enjoy them for what they are. Let's see what else we got here. We got the trailer and poster for a new movie called Survivor, starring Pierce Brosnan and Mila Jovovich. Netflix is once again getting in negotiations and set to revive another show that's been off the air for God knows how long. We're talking about Full House, baby. Yeah, Full House with Candace and Andrea Barber. Candace Cameron. Looking pretty cute still. Oh no, I just lost my spot. See? That's what happens. You click the wrong thing and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, you just lost my spot. Alright, so sorry about that. So, basically, Full House is looking to be revived as a 13 episode revival of the show that they're going to be calling Fuller House. Fuller House would be a 13 episode revival that would star Candace Cameron as DJ Tanner and Andrea Barber as her best friend Kimmy Gibbler. It does state that John Stamos, Bob Saget, and Dave Coulier would make guest appearances on the show. John Stamos would also produce the show. Yeah, so that's all that we know right now when it comes to the Fuller House reunion. But hey, man, we'll give it a shot, right? It's Netflix. We'll see what happens. TNT knows drama, and they also have a lineup released for all their shows and their return dates. So let's see. Major Crime Season 4 going to be premiering on Monday, June 8th. Murder in the First Season 2 premiere Monday, June 8th. Rizzoli and Isles Season 6 premiere Tuesday, June 16th. A new show called Proof. It's a series premiere on Tuesday, June 16th. The Last Ship, which I did like. I watched The Last Ship last summer. 2-hour season premiere for Season 2 will be on Sunday, June 21st. Falling Skies, it's going to be its final season, and its premiere is June 28th, Sunday, June 28th. Cold Justice is going to be Friday, July 31st. Let's see. Cold Justice Sex Crimes premieres Friday, July 31st. Legends Season 2 premieres Tuesday, August 25th. Public Morals is a new show. Series premiere will be on Monday, August 17th. Yep. So there you go. That is your summer lineup for TNT. TNT knows drama. We have the first photos and details of this summer's sequel, Sinister 2. We posted a little teaser, too. It's a teaser. I mean, it's like 15 seconds, but at least you get to see a little bit of footage for Sinister 2, because Bagul is back. Netflix has renewed House of Cards for Season 4. Honestly, this next piece of news I thought was a April Fool's joke, even though the news dropped on April 3rd. It dropped on April 3rd, and I said, this is fake, right? This is April Fool's joke, right? It's not. Here we go. Hasbro and 20th Century Fox are planning to make a Play-Doh movie, and it's looking to be directed by Paul Feig. Paul Feig, of course, who directed Spy, the movie I just talked about with Melissa McCarthy. He did Bridesmaids, and he did The Heat, and he's doing the new Ghostbusters reboot. So now he's in talks to write and direct a Play-Doh movie. I don't know what to really say about this. I want to trash it up and down. But there was this little movie that came out last year called The Lego Movie that I thought was the dumbest idea in the world, and it turned out to be amazing. So I will hold my judgment. I'm just a little bit confused on why a Play-Doh movie, especially with Paul Feig. So I don't know. Tom Hardy has signed on for 3 more Mad Max movies, so man, we could be getting 4 Mad Max movies here in the next several years with Tom Hardy. Very, very cool. Of course, Mad Max Fury Road hits theaters on May 15th. Bryan Singer has confirmed that the Rogue Cut of X-Men Days of Future Past has 17 extra minutes in it. I'm so excited about this. I can't wait to get the Rogue Cut. There is no official release date yet, but it'll be coming to Blu-ray and digital later, I believe, this summer. The reason Bryan Singer came out and stated the exact time was because some other article was promoting, like, oh, the Rogue Cut is only 11 minutes longer. It's 11 minutes. And all these sites started saying, oh, the Rogue Cut's 11 minutes longer. So he finally came out on Twitter and Instagram and was like, no, the Rogue Cut is 17 minutes long. So that's really cool. I don't think all 17 minutes are just Anna Paquin as Rogue. I think a lot of it is her scenes put back in, but then there's going to be more to it on top of that they ended up trimming. So he said he's put some little nuggets back in there that he wants everybody to enjoy. So I can't wait. I want to see X-Men Days of Future Past delivered to me in its pure original form. No cuts. And that's what the Rogue Cut's going to be. 17 extra minutes. I'm down. I will be buying this again on Blu-ray when it's released. Mr. Danny Trejo himself has confirmed that Machete Kills Again in Space is going to be made. He says they're going to start filming this movie later this year, which makes me very happy. I'm a big fan of Machete. Big fan of the first movie. Second movie, Machete Kills, not so much. I thought they kind of overdid it, and it wasn't as fun. Machete Kills in Space? Machete Kills Again in Space? I hope they could get back to that formula of the first movie, know where they kind of went wrong with the second one, and give me something that's awesome. Regardless, I will be there in the theater watching this when it comes out. I'm glad that Robert Rodriguez is moving forward with it. Machete Kills didn't make a lot of money, and a lot of people did not expect that they were going to be doing a sequel to this. I still don't even believe 100% they're doing a sequel to this. But Danny Trejo said, oh, and we've talked about it, it's confirmed, and we're going to start filming here in a couple months. So we'll see, take it for what it is, but it looks like we are getting Machete Kills Again in Space. James Gunn is finished writing Guardians of the Galaxy 2. He's turned in his treatment to Marvel, and he has confirmed that Karen Gillan will return as Nebula. So I love Karen. I'm very, very happy to see her make her return to the Guardians of the Galaxy saga. We have a new trailer for a movie called Aurora, which I wanted to name my daughter. That's a true story. I was going to name her Aurora, but my wife didn't like it very much. Let's see what else we got here. George R.R. Martin is developing a new HBO series called Captain Cosmos. Kristen Wiig has been added to the cast of Zoolander 2, and they're now currently filming, so that's pretty damn awesome. The Muppets is getting revived over at ABC with the Big Bang Theory co-creator. I don't know how Muppets will be back on television now, but I guess we'll see. The Sci-Fi Channel, along with Chris Hardwick, are developing a new weekly Nerdist news series that's coming out. Bob Odenkirk and David Cross sketch comedy series is going to be coming to Netflix. Yep, Netflix is blowing up, man. It's becoming the one big network that everybody wants. NBC has ordered a pair of Magic specials starring the America's Got Talent winner. I'm very happy about this. I forget this kid's name, and I apologize. I just don't want to click the article to get into it. But this dude was awesome. I watch America's Got Talent. He blew me away with his magic skills, and I wanted him to win, and he did win. And I'm glad NBC liked what he did so much that they're going to give him a couple magic specials to do on NBC. Very, very cool. Let's see here. Arnold Schwarzenegger was doing some press for Terminator Genesis, and he said that he was thankful that he wasn't in Terminator Salvation because it sucked. Now, Arnold, I don't know about all that. I think Terminator Salvation was probably better than Terminator 3, to be honest with you. But I like Salvation. I would have liked to have seen Sam Worthington come back and see them continue the trend, but now we got the Terminator Genesis. We got our new time bubble, twist on the story. So we'll see. It was just kind of interesting to see Arnold say he didn't like Salvation, especially because they used that CGI version of him towards the end of the film. Jason Statham opened up about why he left the Transporter franchise. I found this very interesting. I was very curious as to why Jason Statham left. I thought he really cared about doing the Transporter series. He said the reason he left was that they wanted to negotiate with him. They said, we want to sign you to do 3 more films. We want to do a new trilogy, and we'll pay you X amount of money. Well, he said that the dollar amount that they wanted to pay him for the trilogy of movies was less than what he made on one film in the original trilogy. So he was like, no. He's like, if you want me to stay, pay me accordingly. And they said, no. So they decided to part ways. Now they got Ed Skrein in, and now he's the one doing it for pennies to the dollar, and he'll be seen in September on Transporter Refueled. It's very sad that Jason Statham had to drop out of this series. I'm a big fan of Transporter 1 and 2. I did not like 3 at all. But I would have loved to have seen him stick with the franchise. I hate when Hollywood tries to play this game with people. Like, how can you say, let's say they offered him $10 million to do 3, or the $5 million to do 3 movies, right? And he's like, dude, I made $5 million just doing the third one. You know, like, and how could a studio not be like, yeah, you're right, man. Let's hook you up. We'll do $5 million for the first one, and then 7 for the second, and 9 for the third. How could you offer to pay less than what the dude made on one film to do 3? I don't blame him now, reading this article, knowing what he did and why he left the franchise. So, good job, Jason. Hopefully he's got a new franchise with the Furious. Furious 7 has also set a new April opening day record, as on Friday alone it brought in $67.3 million, which was a record for a Friday business. And on top of that, it hit a midnight screening record too, bringing in $15 million just in midnight showings. Let's see here. Sorry, bear with me. I'm just skipping some stuff we've talked about already. David Lynch has left the Twin Peaks Showtime reboot. So that's a bummer. I know a lot of people were excited that David Lynch was actually bringing the show back himself to Showtime. But it looks like it's over money. Shocker. That they don't want to pay David Lynch what he's worth. And he said, okay then, peace out. But he's still going to allow them to make it if they want. So it looks like Showtime's trying to make it work. They want to move forward. But at this point, it will be without David Lynch. We posted on our Twitter page and... our Twitter page, sorry. I was looking at something else and then trying to talk at the same time. It doesn't work very well. If you just go to our Twitter page, which is twitter.com/amiontheair, you can watch that music video I told you about, called See You Again. Very, very cool music video, and hence the show title for tonight's show. We have a brand new that's just dropped this morning. They're calling it the final trailer for Age of Ultron. It's not really a final trailer. It's more of a extended TV spot, which I've seen. It pretty much is like the last TV spot, but they made it about 15 seconds longer, and there's a couple brand new scenes in it. But for the most part, it's all stuff that you've seen in the last trailer. Still awesome, by the way, and I can't believe we're only a couple weeks away from Avengers Age of Ultron. It's finally going to be here. I'm so excited. Warner Brothers is reportedly eyeing Phil Lord and Chris Miller to direct the Flash movie. We know the Flash movie's coming in 2018, actually on my birthday, March 23rd, 2018, with Ezra Miller playing the Flash. Warner Brothers loves what Phil Lord and Chris Miller have done so far with 21 and 22 Jump Street, the Lego movie, so forth, that they really are pursuing them to direct. No word yet if they want to or they're interested or anything like that. But man, I'll tell you, they can get these two guys to direct the Flash, it's going to be incredible. So very excited to see what happens with that. We have the first trailer for The Last Ship Season 2. You can check that out. We have a new trailer for Marvel's Daredevil, which does come out on Netflix this Friday, April 10th. All 13 episodes ready for binging. Marvel's Daredevil. I'm so excited. Netflix is also going to be premiering Special Correspondence, which is a new show that's going to be starring Ricky Gervais and Eric Bana. So that's going to be pretty cool. I like the lineup for that. We have the first trailer for Pound of Flesh, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. Hell yeah, check it out. Sci-Fi is greenlit Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's new show called Incorporated. I'm excited about this too. You know I love Banshee. It's my favorite show on television. I'm kind of having withdrawals right now because Banshee ended several weeks ago. And I'm like, I don't have any Banshee to watch. And I'm so... I want to watch Banshee. But to hold me over, we get casting news like this. It was just announced earlier today that Eliza Dushku is going to be joining Cinemax's Banshee. Very excited about this, and maybe we'll get Elijah nude, finally, because everybody gets nude on Banshee. So hopefully that's in our contract. Congratulations, Eliza, and welcome to the show. Very excited to have you here. Let's see here. We got the new poster for Mad Max Fury Road. You can check that out on the Twitter and the Facebook page. We already talked about Eva Mendes possibly coming back for Fast and Furious 8. They're talking with her and maybe seeing if they can work it out. They have an idea of where they want to go story-wise if she comes back, and if she doesn't, they got to figure something else out. But I would love to see her back. We saw her, like I said, she was in number 2. She was in Too Fast, Too Furious. We saw her pop up in a little cameo as an agent working with The Rock's character Hobbs in the little stinger, after credit stinger in Fast 5. So she's out there in that universe still. I say bring her back. I expected her to be back in number 6. I was very shocked that she wasn't. Spectre, the new James Bond movie, is going to be kind of on hold a little bit. Daniel Craig got hurt while filming, and he's going to be missing 3 weeks of filming due to having to get knee surgery from an injury on set. They're going to try to continue filming and film the other stuff kind of around him, but Daniel Craig himself is going to be missing 3 weeks of filming on Spectre. And that will do it, my friends. That is your news of the week. Let's get over to our box office and release dates, and we'll wrap this baby up. Alrighty. So, let's go computer. I don't know why we're going so slow all of a sudden. So, on DVD and Blu-ray this week is going to be A Most Violent Year. I want to see this film. I have not had a chance to yet, but I will soon. So we'll see what's up. But it comes out on DVD and Blu-ray tomorrow. In theaters this Friday, which isn't going to matter because Furious 7 is going to kill it again at the box office. But it's Ex Machina, Kill Me 3 Times, and The Longest Ride. The Longest Ride looks like one of the most horrible movies to come out in years. Kill Me 3 Times looks like a straight-to-video type of movie. I don't know why it's getting a big release. But Ex Machina looks amazing, and I've heard great things. I heard the reviews of this film at South by Southwest Festival a couple weeks ago were outstanding. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this. I showed the trailer to Geeky Pat. I know he's down, so I think we might be going to check out some Ex Machina this weekend. See who else is interested. So that's in theaters this Friday. Here's our weekend box office. You ready? Number 10, The Second Best Exotic Marigold Hotel with $1 million. Number 9, Do You Believe with $1.5 million. Number 8, Kingsman: The Secret Service with $1.7 million. Number 7's Woman in Gold, that's a debut, with $2 million. Number 6 is It Follows with $2.5 million. Number 5 is the Divergent series with Insurgent coming in with $10 million. Number 4 is Cinderella with $10.3 million. Number 3 is Get Hard with $12.9 million. Number 2 is last week's number 1. It's Home, the new DreamWorks animated film, Home, bringing in $27.4 million. And like we already discussed, no shocker here, your number 1 film of this weekend, Furious 7, bringing in $143.6 million, $384 million worldwide. It is massive. The biggest April opening of all time. Woo! Congratulations. I love it. Let's keep the series rocking for Paul. See you again. Till I see you again. That'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to another new edition of Am I on the Air? You can bookmark our official webpage, please, at amiontheair.com. Yes, bookmark it. There you can listen to the show. You can listen to Am I Still on the Airs? You can listen to reviews. Or not listen to reviews, but you can look at reviews. You can look at the box office and release dates. You can look at movie trailers. It's all there, amiontheair.com. Please like us on Facebook at facebook.com/amiontheair. You can follow us on Twitter at Am I On The Air. You can follow me on Twitter at DXDonMega. You can find us on iTunes. You can download, rate, and subscribe. Please give us 5 stars. It'd be awesome. You can listen to us on Stitcher as well. Stitcher is your mobile app that you can get on your phone. Listen to us on the go. Check out Stitcher. We're on TuneIn. We're on Google+. We're on YouTube at youtube.com/amiontheair. We're on Instagram at amiontheair. We're all over the place. So check it out, alright? Please check out Red Dragons Assemble. It's an awesome episode. Take your time with it if you need to. Listen to the number 2 from Red Dragons Assemble with myself, Geeky Pat, and Peeps, breaking down all the entertainment news from March. It's awesome. You can listen to it on reddragonsradio.com. Alright? Go to reddragonsradio.com, listen to Red Dragons Assemble, listen to Am I on the Air, listen to Am I Still on the Air, listen to This Week with the Geek, listen to the People's Forum, listen to Out of the Riffs, listen to Pro Wrestling Nation, listen to the Brothers of Destruction podcast, listen to Inside the Ropes, listen to Future Endeavors, listen to everything that Red Dragons Radio has to offer you. Why not? Because that's the whole point of it. It's a one-stop shop, baby. Speaking of Am I Still on the Air, we will be doing one later this week with myself and Geeky Pat. He'll be joining me here in the Red Dragons Radio studios as we talk about the Fast and Furious series as a whole, from 1 through 7. It will be spoiler talk, so we'll talk about how 7 ended, how everything involved with number 7, with the whole franchise. We're both big fans of this, and we want to talk more about it, so look for that Am I Still on the Air Fast and Furious special coming with myself and Geeky Pat later this week on Am I Still on the Air. Other than that, I think I've pimped what I've had to pimp. So, my name is Don Mega. I thank you for listening. And until next time, peace! Red Dragons Radio.com. Red Dragons!